everyone, welcome back to the Scoop Duck YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Max Torres. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos that we come out with every week. Today I want to talk about 2021 three-star Oregon cornerback commit Darren Barkins from Mater Dei Catholic High School out in Chula Vista, California. That is the alma mater of current Ducks running back CJ Virdell. When we're looking at Barkins, he committed to the Ducks over some pretty notable offers. The ones that stuck out the most to me are Oklahoma, Louisville, and UCLA. According to the 247 Sports Composite, Barkins is rated a .8627, the number 52 cornerback in the country, and the number 62 prospect in all of California. So those numbers don't blow you away, anything too crazy, but I think Oregon really got a steal here. When we flip on the film of Barkins, some of the characteristics that really stick out to me are his speed. That's a big thing that Oregon's looking for in any position that they recruit. He played wide receiver in high school, and some other characteristics that stick out to me is he's a surefire tackler. When you look at this guy's film, not a lot of guys are getting by him. He's a very reliable tackler, and that's always something you want in your secondary players. And then another thing that sticks out to me about his game is his ability to change direction. When he recognizes a play, he's quick to switch up his direction, get his feet going and put a stick in the ground and really, stick the guy that he's going after. So we know a little bit about Barkins, but I actually sat down with him in an interview on Zoom to catch up with the latest with one of the Ducks' most recent commits. All right, I am joined now by Oregon Ducks cornerback commit Darren Barkins from Chula Vista, California. Darren, how's it going, man? Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, it's going great. How are you?
I'm great. Glad to be here talking to you. Another day covering the Ducks. Couldn't ask for more. Before we get into football, just wanted to ask, what have you been up to lately? What's life looking like for you? Is Mater Dei trying to get back to football? What's going on?
You mean for me, I just been having to do just a lot of workout, just been on the field. But other than that, I'm not really like a big active dude. I don't really be going and hang out outside a lot, so I'm already stuck inside. But for my school wise, we just do a lot of Zoom meetings and just waiting for the rules of the California and stuff. So hopefully we can start next week or by July, and we'll have a full season, but we still don't know yet.
Okay, yeah, it seems like a lot of schools are kind of playing this waiting game. I talked to a recruit the other day out in North Carolina, and they got pushed back to July too. So just got to see, what comes out and keeping safety, at the forefront. Another question, not football related. What songs or artists have you been listening to? Do you like to check out any podcasts?
For me, I listen to this artist. It doesn't really matter. I'm really about R&B and hip hop, things like that. It just really depends on my moods. But podcasts, I like listening to podcasts, but I don't really know which ones to watch. But around the same time I committed, I kind of was watching some of the Oregon podcasts to hear just the things they saying. But yeah.
Okay, so we got R&B. I've been getting into R&B a little bit lately. I think it's kind of slept on. Just it's smooth tunes and kind of vibey music. So I feel that. Yeah. And then the Oregon podcast, doing some research. It sounds like on your new school. So that's awesome. So transitioning to football now. You're gonna start off with an easy one. What is your height and weight?
Right now I weigh about 170 and 6'1".
All right. Got that out of the way. And then probably the question I'm most excited to ask, why did you decide to choose Oregon and commit to Mario Cristobal and his staff?
For me, Oregon, they kind of been there since the beginning. They're really my fourth offer. And then after that, a lot of schools started coming, but they're really the first people to come and show me a lot of love. And ever since that they started being in communication with me, it's just been nonstop love and feeding me information about the school and things like that. And it was one of the first places that I really felt like home with. So, after a long conversation with my friends and my family, and just kind of breaking down the schools and seeing which schools I like and which schools I see myself at, Oregon was always my top choice. So, I just didn't really want to waste no time. Just still having to really have that relationship with other schools, even though I don't really exactly see myself going there. So, I just pulled the trigger, and I want to join the team. So, that was my decision.
Yeah, so hopping on board seems like you knew where your mind was at and you were confident
Right.
in your decision.
Definitely.
Um, is there anything in particular that you say stands out the most about Oregon or really lifts them above other schools? I know you mentioned that they were on you early and they
Yeah.
kind of built that relationship with you.
Mm. Yeah, just the relationship is really big part for me, because I'm really going to be there for the next 4 to 5 years. So I'm definitely want to be at a place where I feel at home with, and they definitely built that chemistry with me. I feel like it can definitely be a place where I can develop into being the best player that I could be on and off the field. So,
That's great. Yeah, I hear a lot of people say, want to go to Oregon, get developed, win games, and try to get to the league. That's kind of what most people are hoping to do. So that's great to hear. You talked a little about relationships being a big part for you. Who would you say you're closest to on the staff? Was there a primary recruiter for you that you can say?
yeah, I'm really close with my position coach, Rod Chance. But I talk to really a lot of the staff members like Cristobal. I talked to Andy and the assistant head coach too. So
Okay, so multiple coaches,
right,
not just one. That's something that I hear with a lot of guys I talk to about Oregon. It's not just one person recruiting you. It's really the whole staff. So you got like a whole family there if you choose to go there. You mentioned
exactly,
Rod Chance. I want to stay on him for a bit. He comes over from Minnesota.
right,
They were one of the better pass defenses last year in college football. He's been at Oregon prior to now. But
right.
just tell me a little bit about what you're liking about Coach Chance and what his plans are for using you in the defense.
Yeah, yeah. Me and him, we like right when we start talking, man, we just had that bond right away, and he's been checking in with him a lot and just keep building that relationship, and we definitely have plans. One of the things is just definitely just need to add more weight to my body. That's just really like the big thing. But other than that, he just really trying to develop my skills, just trying to tweak things here and there. But that's definitely one of the plans. Just hopefully I can just play corner. I mean, that's really the goal. But we're gonna get to campus to see. But I really don't have a problem whatever gets me on the field. That's really just my goal. So
Okay, so it sounds like you're open to playing different positions if need be.
mhm.
Um, and then sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second.
That's all good.
Um, talking about your recruitment, you said you liked Oregon from the jump.
Yeah.
When you came to make that decision, was there a number two school that was kind of neck and neck there with Oregon, or they were really pushing for you and it was kind of hard to tell them no?
Yeah. Oregon was my number one choice, but my other choice would have been either Oklahoma or UCLA. So those were the following choices. But
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned UCLA. I know growing up in Southern California, I'm
mhm,
sure a lot of those kids more or less grow up, hey, I want to play for UCLA. I want to play for USC,
definitely,
represent the hometown. I know that you were offered by Cal as well.
yeah.
Um, I guess it's kind of interesting. We're seeing people come out of California to Oregon, despite having um, those offers. So, what was the allure of Oregon to bring you out of the state?
For me, I've kind of just been here my whole life. I was born and raised here in San Diego, so it gives me an opportunity to really just branch out a little bit. I want to experience living outside of my state as well as less outside my town. So it's kind of some distance from where I'm at right now. So I get a little distance between my family, but also my family uh, wouldn't be that far to, come visit me, come to the games, just check up on me. So, it's best of both worlds. So,
Great, great. Yeah, you can, get out of your comfort zone and still be close to home. I'm here in Spokane, Washington myself, originally from the Bay Area, so I kind of see where you're coming from. You want to get away a little bit, but not too far. So I
right.
think that's a good combo for you. Um, a lot of people haven't been able to take visits with all the shutdowns going on. Have you been able to set foot on campus at Oregon yet?
Unfortunately, I have not, as well as the other schools. I haven't took any visits to the other schools, but and that's what Oregon did a lot to defend me. Pretty good information, more than what other schools have. So it gave me a good feel, and then I connected with some of the players on the team just to get a player's perspective on it. Because one of the people that used to go to Modern Day down here in California is CJ Virdell. So I connected with him, trying to see his point of view, and that's where I got a lot of my information from. So.
Okay, yeah, that's a great segue into my next question.
Mm.
See, with CJ Virdell, coming from Oregon, you've been able to see how much of an impact, or sorry, coming from San Diego, excuse me,
Yeah.
you've been able to see the impact that he's had at Oregon. You
Right.
mentioned that you were able to talk to him. What were your guys' conversations like? Did he hit on anything in particular?
I kind of just was asking him, just his point of view from the school and how it feels like just him personally because a lot of a lot of schools gonna have a bunch of information about them why they're the best, but I want to see a player's perspective because he's really in the program. He's the one that's really having to deal and handle with a lot of things. So I know just touching bases with him on that is getting a lot of information and just checking in on him how things are going. I know that he came down back down home, so just seeing how he was doing and all that. But that was really just the conversations that was going on.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, it always helps, getting some perspective from inside the program there, especially if it's someone who you're a bit more familiar with, closer to
Right,
home. So that's great. We talked about visits a little bit. I'm imagining that you're trying to get to Oregon as soon as you can. But
right.
apart from that, do you have any other visits that you're working on planning or that you'd like to take at this time?
Nah. Really just focusing on Oregon. I kind of shut down with all the other schools, so this is really my primary choice.
All right, so you're locked in. It sounds like just focusing
Yes,
on the
sir.
Ducks. Um, I want to talk about kind of Nike U with Oregon, how that's, they have that big brand that they're associated with Phil Knight. That's no
Right.
secret. You haven't been able to go to Oregon physically, but I'm sure you've taken a virtual tour and seen plenty of pictures.
Right.
As a recruit, how do the facilities and the uniforms kind of factor into your decision or your evaluation of a school? Some people, they want that swag, that flash, but for some other people it's like, hey, it's the weights move the same and I'm gonna put on the uniform either way.
Right. Yeah, for me, that's really wasn't a big factor into things. It's really just how I see myself in that program and how they could possibly develop me. The jerseys and all that is just an add-on. It's not really a big influence to me. My dream was just to play in college, so I'm not really gonna be picky on those whatever equipment that they have, whatever jerseys and things like that. It's just whatever is the best place for me. That's where I'm gonna want to be at.
Great. Yeah, that's a good perspective to have. It's I feel like it never hurts, when you look dripped out. I see you got the fresh Oregon hat in the background there, so you're already on the wave.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to kind of look at your recruitment as a whole. We talked about, Oklahoma and UCLA being in the picture a little bit. I'm not going to ask you to name any specific schools, but one question I'm interested in asking, as you were going through this process, did you ever experience any negative recruiting, meaning, schools kind of highlighting flaws or shortcomings of other schools? Is that something that happens?
Uh, no, I haven't really experienced none of that. They were really just focus on their school, just trying to say why their program and their area is really, the best to go. They wasn't trying to knock down none of the other schools that were interested in me or wasn't interested in me. They was just showing me that information and just, trying to show me an image, like a vision of how I can possibly fit in their program. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate the answer because I feel like I hear about that sometimes. So I just
right.
wanted to get a player's perspective. Um, let's see. So say I'm a college coach, never heard of Darren Barkins a day in my life. I flip on your film. What makes you a special player? What makes you stand out?
For me, something that could make me stand out is probably my speed and how I can really play both sides of the ball. I grew up playing on offense, but I kind of made a transition to defense. So, I try to make those pretty balanced just so I can be a threat on both sides of the ball. Um, other than that, not really scared to tackle. I mean, from my really small body frame, people could probably think that, I wouldn't want to stick my nose into tackles, things like that. But I don't really try to shy away from that. I just try to, do the best I can and just try to lock down my side as much as I could. Whether that just be, running or passing, just try to lock my side up and just try to help my teammates, things like that. So.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned playing both sides of the ball. I imagine that's got to give you, some kind of an advantage when you're playing DB. Like, what
Right.
it's like to be a receiver. You probably know what kind of stuff's going through their head. Being a defensive back, what would you say? What would you say is your favorite part of football, or what gets you fired up on the field?
Something that gets me fired up is probably just the competition, because there's like gonna be a lot of big name receivers. A lot of people are really gonna try to push themselves on the receiver side of the ball. So it's really just that competition feel. A lot of people just trying to get their name out there and trying to be the best that they could, especially here in San Diego. There's a lot of tall, fast, some receivers that got good names to them. So, it's really fun going against those players. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I know SoCal is just loaded with talent
Right.
year after year. Just so many playmakers out there. Do you have a favorite memory from your 3 years of football so far, or like maybe like your toughest matchup that you can remember?
For me, my best memories will probably be, I'll say like I'm my old school. I came from Monte Vista. So I got to be able to play with the varsity guys a little bit in my freshman year and then all of my sophomore year. And those are really like all the players on those seniors on the team, they're all really close friends of mine. So we really had that good bond, and then it was just good playing with all those teammates and things like that. One of my teammates was Jamal McClendon. He ended up going to UCLA. So I had really good relationships with them. Kind of grew up with them since they're in my hometown. So it's really fun with that. But this year I'm just really trying to create more memories with all my teammates, things like that. So
For sure. Yeah, I played high school football myself, so I know that it feels like it was just yesterday. But I mean, what I'd give to be able to go and hang with those guys again, just smell the hot turf, hear the whistle blowing, the pads popping. I know there's nothing like that. Just got a couple more for you here, man. Don't want to take too much of your time. You've been super generous. Um, Now that you are a member of the class of 2021, committed to Oregon, do you have any plans to sign early or enroll early? I know some people are in different situations with how that works.
uh, I'm not really sure how it works. Just because of my school, I don't really see like too many people like ending early because at my school, even when you're a senior, you're still taking all 7 classes. It's kind of like a block schedule. So, I know like how public schools is. Some of them seniors will only be able to take like 4 or 5 classes and then they're done for the day. But just for our schedule, it's kind of just rotating blocks. So I don't really think that I'll even be able to enroll early to the school. But fingers crossed.
Okay, so we'll have to see what happens there.
Right.
Um, I imagine you're not in any rush to finish your high school career, hanging with friends and everybody. So I
Right.
understand where you're coming from. Have you been able to talk to any of the other 2021 Oregon commits? Like, is there like a group chat? Like, what's the vibe kind of been like since you've joined the family?
It's been really good. They're really welcoming. They're really some dogs. So I'm very excited just to join the team, being able to play with, a lot of those big name players and, just gonna keep building relationships with them. I'm able to talk to them via another social media platform. So we in communication on Snapchat, things like that. So, I just can't wait to get up there and meet the people in person and really just ball out with them. So
That's great. It's cool that you're able to start that relationship even when you guys aren't physically able to see each other.
right, right.
We see a lot of people commit and then they kind of go through this shift to become like a peer recruiter.
Uh,
Are there any guys that you're hoping will join you at Oregon or that you're talking to?
but me, I have to really see like the other people, but I know that we kind of talk about some people that are interested, and we kind of get to know them a little bit. But I haven't really been like really in that type of field where I'm talking to some of the other recruits, things like that. So I don't really have too much information about that.
Okay, right on. Well, I couldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Um, well, once you do get to Oregon, what kind of legacy are you hoping to leave? What do you have any goals for your time while you're there?
Like I said, I'm just really trying to just be develop and be the best player that I possibly can. But me personally, I kind of trying to really trying to show everyone my personal flavor. I have my own interests that I like, whether that be just like my commitment picture, just kind of throwing what I like and trying to show people that. So, me, I like kind of like that animated feel, also like sneakers, things like that. So I'm really just trying to show people my personality, on and off the field. So I'm probably gonna, try to broadcast that to everybody.
Super cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, just since you mentioned that you had that really cool edit.
Right.
How does that work? I'm sure people are curious. Do you tell the school that you're committing and then they make something for you to share with everybody? Or I know there's a bunch of graphic design people on Twitter.
Right.
How did that work for you?
For me, I kind of told Oregon I was committing a couple of days before I really announced it, so that they know, and then we kind of sorted out how we're really gonna do things. So I kind of they're asking me like how I want to display it, and that's when got my first opportunity to like really show everybody my interest. So I was like, I haven't really seen this nowhere, so I kind of just want to show people my flavor, my type of things like that. So I kind of show them the image that I had, and if they can like work with it, and they did a really good job with that, I give them props because it looks really good. So
Sweet, sweet. Well, I'm glad you're happy with how it came out. Last question I want to leave you with, Darren. Then we'll get you out of here. Um, One of the newest Ducks in the 2021 class. What's your message to Duck Nation or to the Ducks fans?
well, coming, I know it's definitely gonna be a grind. I'm gonna really just try to leave it all on the field and try and be the best player that I possibly could. For the coaches, the players, and all the fans, we're really just trying to make a legacy here at Oregon and try to be the best program in the nation. So I know that we're all just gonna be trying to work. We got a lot of tools, a lot of good players, on the squad. So I definitely think we're gonna be making some noise in this year and years to come. So
All right, that's great. Well, you heard it. You heard it here, making some noise. Darren Barkins, 2021 Oregon commit.
yes,
Darren,
sir.
man, just wanted to say thanks again so much for talking to me today. Great to get to know you a little bit and see what it went into your decision. Wish you all the best moving forward and stay well.
I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well yourself.
Thanks, man. Catch you later, Darren.
Me too.